Okay, so it's not sure what number it is tonight. The second or third night for Grit and Grace, and tonight I'm going to be making this card. I had a little bit of fun with it. It actually took quite a long time to figure out how to do things, so here we go. So this is using the Stampin' Cut and Emboss dies from the Gears and Textures set, and a couple of leaves from the beautifully created one. So let's get started. I'm going to change it up a little bit this time. I'm going to put a thick basic white base card, and I'm going to mat it with, I forgot what it was called, mat it with the Calypso Coral and place it on like that. So I've cut out all my little bits and pieces already because it does take a long time. So what I'm going to do first is, using Pool Party, I'm going to use my blending brush and I'm going to do some sky just to fill in the kind of starkness of the white, because it's a little bit, bright. So we'll make some puffy clouds. You could also, if you wanted to add a bit more texture to this, you could use an embossing fold of some kind. Right, and then I'm going to use Old Olive for the background bottom. So remember, when you're using your blending brushes, that you need to get rid of some of the scruff that comes off it. Otherwise you have a big splodge. And just blend it right up into the skyline there. Right. You don't have to do that, but it just gets rid of that sort of the whitey white look. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is put on the stems. So I've used some of the long skinny bits. Now, where's my, yeah, I'm going to use my this silicone mat to do my gluing, because there's lots and lots of gluing today. So what I have done is I've just did all the stems first, and I'm thinking this time I will do the leaves at the end. I'm just going to set this up like that. Make the middle one the longest. Just hold it down and get this one and slant it off slightly to the side. And stagger it so they're not all the same height. And I'll just put that over there a little bit. Hold it down. Okay, and this bit, same thing. Now I put a little bit extra glue on this one because I found that it didn't stick down very good because it's got sort of like an indentation there. this one I'm going to have to do it on my silicone mat because I think I've used too much glue. So I'm going to put that slightly off to the side. Oops, I'm going to put it a little bit higher so we get rid of, so it's not the same height as the one on the other side. I've got a bit of a glue blob, and then I'm going to put this one in between. So this sort of gives it a bit of dimension, so that pulls it to the front, and the other one is to the back. So you can just put a little teeny weeny bit of glue there. So there's a lot of piecing in this with the different cog shapes and things like that. So I think that will be enough. That one down the middle. Okay, I'm just going to push it down that far. And then I also need to make a skinny one. So I'm just going to snip off a bit from this scrap bit. And there we go. Glue it. And then we'll be away. So, who enjoyed the wild weather that we've been having the last few days? Oh my goodness, it was just so loud last night. Anyone else have any damage to their place? Our feijoa tree had a split in one of the branches, and our neighbour's tree broke and kind of plopped over the fence and landed on my raised garden bed. So there wasn't really much in it, just the cucumbers, so hopefully they will be all right. The neighbours are away at the moment, so they'll be a surprise to come back to. Okay, so I'm going to build the middle. Now I've just remembered that I used a mini circle out of the Stylish Shapes dies, so I will do that again. Just be a sec. Yeah, so it's been a bit of fun over the night. I think that's about all that I can see on our place. It's happened. A friend down on Tawa said that some people's roofs have been flown off, and not so great, is it? So let's start with this one. Now I just wanted to put that circle in the middle because I just thought that it looked a bit bare behind it, so I'm just going to plonk that on top. Just a little bit of glue here and there in the middle. Don't need that glue in the middle. Yes, I do. And just along the strips here. Yeah, very windy. And just sort of even that up so it's right in the middle of that circle. It's kind of a, I don't know what you call it, kind of for, I don't know, just something a little bit different. All right, so right, I'm going to do this next lot here. Put a bit of glue on it. This can do a bit dotty. What else do I need to remind you? Okay, I'll just remind you to spend your bonus points. I haven't done that yet, so I need to think about what I'm going to get for the card class at the end of the month, and see if I've got enough stuff to use for that. I'll probably use the bonus points for that. What else? Also, you need to just remind you about the sign up offer. If you sign up before, I think it's the 2nd of March, then you will, with your once you've done your starter kit, so it's spending, I think it's $199 for $269 worth of product. I think that's what it is. It's probably the other way around. Yeah, and then yeah, I think that's right. And and you get that cool new stamp positioner. So yeah, it looks quite easy to use, and I think it's supposed to be coming out later on sometime for general public. That will be exciting. Just trying to think what else there is. No, just yeah, just keep an eye on those specials. Right. So what I'm going to do is, how did I do this now? Oh, I know. I made this daisy out of the little light switch, the light bulb thing that was on the dies. So what I did was I just put some glue down on the silicone mat and just pieced it together like that. I'm just trying to think, what did I do? Yes, I put that underneath, turned it upside down, and I put everything up that way. Did I? Yes. So that was the Stacey's a little bit fiddly, but it looks quite good. Yeah, so tell me, what is your favourite set? Now, I think at the moment is my favourite set is, can you guess? Yeah, I think it would be the Gears and Textures one. I have used that so much. But also the Beautifully Created one is quite nice. It just depends what you need a card for, because I used the Gears and Textures for the One Sheet Wonder, where I just did a whole lot of stamping and blending with the brush. Am I going to have enough? I have to do a couple more. Oh, it's very quiet out there now. Instead of the quiet before the storm, it's the quiet after the storm. Okay, I think I'm going to have to make another one of those. So this is the piece that I'm talking about. It's like a little light bulb. What do I do with that? Okay, I'm going to see if I can squeeze it in there. I did have a spare bit. Oh, it's over here. It's like the cutting machine already. Right, won't take long. Oh, I've got glue everywhere. Yeah, and the Gears and Textures bundle, like you can, there's so much more you could do with it. So I've seen a lot of people using it, in kind of a 3D type thing, and it actually made it so it would be moving, so that would be quite interesting. I might see if I can find that one and I can put it up for you to see. That was quite interesting. Okay, it's not playing ball. There we go. Also, to tell you about the next exhibition at the Kippity Arts and Crafts Society. They're having mixed media and stamping group. So yes, we need to make a few things for that. Kind of a little bit challenging being at the beginning of the year because everybody has time off over Christmas and they sort of forget what's coming up. And if you are keen, you could join in with come along for a couple of sessions and then decide from there which group you'd like to join in with. There's quite a few different ones. So I belong to the stamping one, and I belong to Mixed Media Arts and Crafts, I think it's called. There we go. Get that out of the way. I've also been to the oil pastels. That was quite good. It's how I did my my poppy picture. So that was, yeah, I was very proud of that one. I haven't actually got it mounted yet. I've got something to mount it on. But as usual, I take my time to get anything done. Alright, I'm just going to put a little something in the middle of that just to set it off a bit easier, just so you can see it. I'm going to use a teeny tiny dimensional. It's just the right size. Here we go. See the tiny one? That comes in with the die set too. So I'll just pop that up there just to give it a bit of dimension. Now I'm just going to do this one here. Alright, I've got enough left. So glue down this one. here. Put this, mount this on. On a dimensional. Just to fill in the center there, and then mount this on a dimensional. Did I? Yes, I did. A small one. Where have you gone to, smallies? Oh, here they are. So they're looking at me. Okay, so in the middle of each of these I'm going to put a gem, and I got this lot. It's called the Parallelized Faceted Circles. I got this with the mega set, and depending on what colour the flower is what I'm going to put. What should I do this time? I'll put a light coloured one on the Calypso Coral and the dark coloured one on the Petal Pink. Whoops. Hopefully that won't fall off because it's just covering the middle. And a whitey glimmer one on the middle of this one. And yep, keep working my way around. Whoops. And same for that one. So very flush with the petals in the middle. Okay, so to finish it off, I'm going to put some leaves on. How many leaves have I got here? 1, 2, 3. This one. Yeah, I think those are the ones from the other set are a little bit big. So I'm just going to cut out using the beautifully created dies, the stamp set, this one here. Right, just got to find my. So I'm just going to do this on. What colour is that? That looks like Granny Apple Green I've used there. Oh, never mind. Right, I'm just going to put it through the cut and emboss machine. Poke it out with this. Oops. So what have I been doing? I've been watching some videos of other demonstrators like Brandy's cards, and I've just gone back over her early days ones that she's had, just to get some ideas for different card designs and stuff. She tends to do quite, I don't know if you call it easy, but uncomplicated ones. be fairly easy for beginners if you want to have a look at that. That's Brandy's cards. She's a US demonstrator. Sometimes you just find ones, like I also look at Artful Ruth, is it called? She's a UK one. You kind of find your favourite ones and then you sort of stick to them. And then a little bit along the way you sort of change your style or your interest. And then you do look at someone else's. I also look at Anna Hellman. These are all experienced demonstrators. A lot of them come from the US. That's where Stampin' Up first started. So how many more do I need to do? I do need to do one more after this. And then I'm going to show you what I was trying to make a robot. Yeah. So I'll show you later what the card was. I did a sort of a mock-up first, and then I did a stamping one. I did I don't know, a die one with the head dies on it, and yeah, wasn't so great. But I'll show you that later because it's quite funny. It ended up looking at the one that I was going to show. What I'm going to show you, it ended up looking like a zombie rather than a robot. So if anyone's into zombies, then they can use the set. Have a bit of a laugh at it later. Alright, we're just on the end of this. Right, what did I do with the... Is it stuck in it? Right. Oh dear. I've lost the die. What's there? But it's sitting right in front of my nose. It's not in there. It's funny. On me in my pocket. No. All right, let's get on with this. So I'm just going to push out the little cling-on bits. Yeah, this is just sort of like a fun card tonight. A little bit whimsical. Oh, there it is. It's hiding underneath the flowers on my card that I'm making. When I was changing my room around, I found a die from one of my sets that I lost a long time ago. So it does pay to clear up now and then, declutter and all that jazz, so you can locate things that you've lost. Alright, we're about there now. Still poking these things out. Yeah, I'm about ready to get to change my plates on my embossing machine around. It's getting really scratchy on the bottom. And they get really fine. Yeah, it gets really bowed because I haven't been turning it around enough. But apparently if you stick it inside the machine, it is less likely to get all bowed up. Right, so what I did is I cut these stalks off on these and stuck it on. So I also did with these ones the same is that other where I just put the glue on the silicone mat and sort of dab the die cut in it. Then you can just wash it off or rub it off. Okay, yeah, all fingers and thumbs. So just hold that down, and then at the end I'm going to cut all those bits off. So 1, 2, it's really hard to put these up. I was just watching someone, was it Brandy, making these stencils from dies, so that would be quite good to do. If you didn't have, you know, like a, if you just want to do some background stuff. And one more to do, and then we're going to mount it on the mat, and then we'll be honky-dory. Okay, chokey, and get that out of the way because it's really sticky. Cut these all off here. And unfortunately I went and got the old olive strip instead of the green apple, but never mind, in nature things are all a different colour anyway, aren't they? Light and darks. Now at work the kids like to look at the bees in the garden, and I was talking to them about the little bags of pollen that they have on the back of them, and I wondered how they actually did that. So I went and looked it up, of course, and the pollen is static or something, and it sticks to the back of the bee, and the bee uses its legs to push it down to this particular area where it sort of stacks up. And it's really interesting. You should look it up sometime. Yeah, just specially made. Oh, there was something else. Something about the shape of the legs. Something on the legs that there's a little dip or something, and that's how the pollen gets stuck in there. It sort of accumulates, and then they get back to the hive and they scrape it off into one of the little honeycomb hexagons, and they put something else over top of it to preserve it. Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, so here we go. This is the finished card using the gears and textures and leaves from the beautifully created dies. So I'm going to show you the mock-up for the robot that I was trying to create. So I did it on A4 paper, photocopy paper first. So I used some dies and some stamps, and then I thought I'll be clever and do it like this. Have you ever seen something so ugly, man? It looks like a zombie, eh? But anyway, you know, you do have fails in this stamping world, and that is one of them for mine. But you know, if you like zombies, then I guess it's not a fail. Right, and thank you for listening tonight. This is Ink with Iona, and this is Move It on Monday. Okay, I'll catch you on Wednesday. Look after yourselves and watch out for that wind.